Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful ruched skirt with a side slit. You can see the ruch at the front and the slit is also at the front. So one beautiful thing about this skirt is that it does not have any side seam. If you can notice very well, it does not have any side seam. It only has a joining at the zipper allowance at the back, then at the slit at the front. So we are going to learn how to draft the pattern and how to sew it. Here is the fabric and the pattern paper that I will be using. I have a light duchess here, but you can also use a thick duchess, not too thick, but you can use a thick duchess for it. So here is my pattern paper. I have my normal skirt pattern. This is a normal skirt pattern, and I drafted this pattern on fold. So if you are drafting your pattern, you should draft it on fold. You can see what I have. If you open it up, you go ahead and extend all the lines. You are going to be needing your full skirt pattern for this skirt. Don't use a half pattern. So this is the front, and the other side is the back, and at the back I added my zipper allowance. Right now I'm going to extend these lines so that I will not get confused. I have my waistline, my hip line, my knee line, and my full length. I also added a band to this skirt. I want to add a band to it. Adding a band to it will give it a nice fitting around the waistline. So I will measure so you guys can follow up. I took out 2 inches for the band, and the full length of this skirt is 30 inches. 30 inches. If you are making this skirt, it should be from this 30 inches upwards. So here is the back. I also have 2 pieces for the back. I have my right and the left. Then I'll go ahead and extend the back lines as well, the knee line, the hip line, so that we will not get confused. We are going to be needing all these lines for the pattern drafting. So after drawing all these lines, the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to close the side seam of this skirt on our pattern. Like I said, this skirt does not have any side seam. So what we are going to do is that we are going to close the side seams on this pattern paper. We are going to close the side seam so that the side seam will disappear. I don't know if you understand. So right now, I am going to attach the pattern paper, the back pattern paper, to the side. We know how we do our normal shaping, right? So that's how we are going to do this. I have added the right and the left. You can see what we have here, and make sure that the lines are aligned. That's the reason why I said you should extend your lines so that you will not get confused. So after placing this pattern paper this way, I will use my masking tape and cover up all the side seams. We are not going to be needing it. So if you can notice, the waistline side seam is still open because of the shape of the hip. You know, our hip from the waist to the hip is a bit curved, so I couldn't close it, but I will still close it. We'll get to that point. So I'm using my masking tape to close the side seams of this skirt. So you are going to close your side seam on your pattern paper. That's the trick. In order to close the open sides around the waistline, in order to close that area, we are going to slash our hip line from the back. From the zipper allowance area, we are going to slash our hip line. So slash it, and when you get to the side seam, you will stop. Then you are going to cover that area using your masking tape. I'll go ahead and hold down that area using my masking tape. So after closing it, I will repeat the same thing at the other side of the skirt. You can see we are able to close the side seam of that waistline. So I'm going to slash this hip line as well. From the zipper allowance, I will slash, then I'll close the side seam from the waistline to the hip line. So after doing this, we are going to find the dart line. If you can notice, I did not add any darts to this skirt. I did not add any darts to the skirt. So what I'm going to do is, from the center fold, from the center line that you can see on our skirt, I will move to the left side. The slits of this skirt will be on the left side. So from the center line, I will move to the left. So from the center to the dart line is 4 inches. And this 4 inches line that I got, I am going to extend the line down to the full length of this skirt. This is where we are going to have our drape or our ruche, then the slit as well. So I am going to extend this line down to the full length. I hope you are following. So after that, I am going to curve my slit. The slit of this skirt has a curve. It is not a straight slit, so you are going to curve that your slit area, and you are also free to determine where you want your slit to be. So now we have the left pattern and we have the right pattern. This skirt is now into two. Normally a skirt is always 3 pieces, the front and 2 for the back, but now we have only 2 pieces, the right piece and the left piece. The right piece is bigger than the left piece. So we are done curving the slits. And like I said, you are free to determine where you want this your slit to stop at. You can make it high or you can make it low. So that area where I marked that small dash line is where my slit will stop at. So from there, I will cut this skirt into 2. I will divide this skirt into 2. I hope you are following. Then I will cut out the curve for my slits. So after getting the 2 pieces, now what we are going to do is that we are going to start our slash and spread method. We are going to use slash and spread method to get that ruche we have around the slit area. So right now, from that area where our slit will start from, we are going to start slashing. So these lines that I'm marking right now are the lines that we are going to cut open. You will start from the slit area and you extend it to the zipper allowance at the back. From the slit, you go to the zipper allowance. So the last one will stop at the hip line. Just stop at the hip line. Then for the left pattern, we are also going to repeat the same thing from the side slit to the zipper allowance at the back. So you can see what you have here. I am going to keep the left piece aside. We are going to start with the right so that we will not get confused. But before we do that, I will close my hip at the zipper allowance area. The back part of this skirt will remain the same. So after getting your slash and everything, you are going to close that your hip line again. You are going to close it so that your zipper allowance will remain the same. So using your masking tape, you will close that area. That is for the left. Then for the right, we are also going to repeat the same thing. You will slash your hip line so that you'll be able to close your hip line around the zipper allowance. The zipper allowance will remain the same. So right now I am done and I will go ahead and close it using my masking tape so you can see what we have right now. So after closing all these areas that I want to or I need to close, we are going to keep the left pattern aside. Then we'll start slashing the right pattern. We will do it one after the other so that we will not get confused. So you will be slashing down to your zipper allowance. You slash down to your zipper allowance. So I forgot to slash the hip line. The hip line is also included. You're supposed to slash your hip line. So after slashing, we'll cut it out on our fabric to avoid confusion. We want to follow it one step at a time. So this is for the right piece, right side of the skirt. I am going to place it on my fabric and I will spread. After slashing, you spread it on your fabric. So this is what you are going to have at the end of the day after slashing. And please do not slash your zipper allowance. Do not slash your zipper allowance. So here is the fabric that I will be using, and I'll be cutting out this fabric from the right side of the fabric. Cut from the right side of the fabric so that you will not get confused. So this is the fabric that I'll be using. I'll go ahead and place this pattern on top. After placing the pattern, I'll go ahead and spread. So the more you spread, the more gathers you will get. The more you spread, the more gathered or more full your ruche will be. So just go ahead and spread as wide as you want. And after spreading, I will use my chalk and connect this open area. So when connecting, add 1 inch seam allowance. You can add half an inch, but just add 1 inch so that you be on the safer side. So you can see that I am connecting that curved area, and at the end of the day I'll go ahead and cut the zipper allowance, the waistline, and then this area that we spreaded. So you can see around your zipper allowance, do not add any allowance there. Then I will add 1 inch allowance only at that area where I slashed. So you can see the essence of the pattern drafting. It is really important. It will make this skirt easy for you. This is our right piece, and notch where your slit to stop at. Do not forget to notch where your slit will stop at. So this is for the left piece. This is what we have. We will gather till that slit area. So we are going to keep this part aside, then we'll slash the left. So from the slit area, you slash towards the zipper allowance area. So right now I am done slashing, and I'm going to place it on my fabric. So this is my fabric for the left, and this is the right side of this fabric. Please do not get confused. Cut from the right side of the fabric. After this, I will connect using my chalk. You add 1 inch seam allowance. You connect using your chalk. I am marking on the right side of the fabric. So after doing that, I will go ahead and cut out, and you can see our zipper allowance remains the same. Nothing changed around there. Nothing changed. So I'll go ahead and cut out our spreaded area. So at the end of the day, notch your slit area, notch where your slit will stop at. So now this is what we have. We have 2 pieces for this skirt, and you can see what we have. Now we are going to start pleating. And please, if you are pleating, your pleats should be facing up, like it should be facing your waistline, so that when it drops, the ruched line the drapings or the draped line will be very fine. So go ahead and pleat, and your pleats should stop at that area where you notched your slit line. So you can see where I notched. That is where my gathers will stop at. You can see what I have there. It is really beautiful. So for the left side, we are going to start pinning as well. So pin before you sew. It will really help you. This skirt is very easy to sew. It may be hard to draft, but it is very easy to sew. So right now I am done pleating. Then after pleating, I will run a stitch on this. Then after running a stitch on it, I'll go ahead and hem this slit area. You will hem it all the way back to the zipper allowance area. Then we'll also repeat the same thing on the right side. So at the end of the day, I am done folding, and this is what I have. It is taking shape already. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to close the remaining area around that slit side. We are going to place the 2 of them this way, and we are going to close up to the waistline. So after closing, this is what I have. I want to trim off some excess allowance I have due to the gathers. So after doing that, if I open it up, this is what you have. You can see our skirt is taking shape. The only part remaining now is our zipper allowance area. So right now I'm going to place the 2 of them this way. You can see this skirt does not have any side seam. I'll place the 2 of them this way, and I'll go ahead and close the zipper allowance. Leave your opening for the zipper, then start from there and close down to the full length. It will not have any slits at the back. The slit is at the front already. So if I turn it up, this is what I have. Right now I will go ahead and fix my band and my zipper. This is my band. I will fix it the normal way because I'm working with a difficult fabric. So after fixing your zipper, after fixing your band, this is what you have. I will now go ahead and fix my zipper around the space that I left for it. So after fixing the zipper, this is what the skirt looks like. I hope it is very beautiful. So thank you all so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the like button so that more people can get to see this video. Also click on the notification bell. Click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be among the first people to see the video. Thank you all so much, and see you all in my next video. Bye.